Okay, folks, I'm going to try and make this video just very bullet point material. This is going to blow your minds, okay? I've been telling you what's everything about, the whole thing, the whole planet. I ask you this every time. It's about another race of beings that's birthing within the human race, which is a host body. The Bible even says when someone prophesies, thus saith the Lord of hosts. Let's see. Watch me tie these things together for you. This is the Spirit of the living God tying this together for you. Okay, one of the biggest facilitators of Black Lives Matter and the chaos that's ensuing in the world is this guy, George Soros. Right here, George Soros. Okay, well, one of his best friends is this guy right here. His name's Peter Lewis, and let me show you a picture of them together. Okay, so this is arch liberals, billionaires, George Soros, and progressive insurance guru Peter Lewis. This is the guy that owns Progressive Insurance, you know, the one with Flo. Remember, I did a video on. I'm sorry that I went over the same thing several times because I was just discovering it, and I was like, oh my Lord, wait till you see where this goes. Okay, so one of the biggest troublemakers for the human race is this guy right here, George Soros. He's trying to bring about the New World Order. That's what he's doing. He's funding all these, you know, programs, Black Lives Matter. He's trying to create, you know, dissension. Man, I have nothing against blacks. My best friend is black. And it's just the craziest thing in the world that this guy is dumping $500 million into causing chaos. He's funding all these wars. He's destroying countries. And this is one of his best friends right here, Peter Lewis, right here. Let me show you. There he is. Arch liberals, billionaires, George Soros, progressive insurance guru, Peter Lewis. Okay, now that being said, I'm closing out this window. Now, these are all the windows that we're going to have to deal with right now. Okay, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 windows. Okay, so I'm going to show you little things from 13 different windows open on my desktop. And remember, George Soros and Peter Lewis. Okay, remember that. Okay, now, what did I tell you that everything was about? I told you everything's about one thing and one thing only. Another race of beings, the seed of the serpent, taking over another race of beings, being birthed within the human race, the seed of the woman. And that's what the New World Order is. Once they've taken over, then the New World Order is established. The new race of beings has taken over using another race of beings to build the planet like slaves. Okay, now let me show you something and just, this is Lady Gaga. I've shown it to you before. Now, hopefully the audio will be good on this, but if it's not, go get this video right here. Go type in this email, link address into your bar and pull it up yourself. Go to the 10-minute, 37-second mark of this video and listen. The audio should be fine because I'm using a different microphone. Okay, so let's try it out. So I want you to listen to what she has to say.
And the performance we did last night at the Grammys was, and what we've been doing with the egg and the rebirth, it's meant to signify an artistic statement of birthing a new race, and it's a race with no prejudice, a race within the race of humanity.
A race within the race of humanity. Okay, that was Lady Gaga, Jay Leno. And she says that's what her performance is about. Okay, well, let me show you a picture of Lady Gaga right here. That's Lady Gaga, and she's at the Oscar Awards. Most of y'all don't know this, but I do. The word Oscar means shining spear of the gods. That's what the word Oscar means. Go look it up. Shining spear or spear of the gods. Shining spear of the gods. I want you to look at Lady Gaga. Is that Lady Gaga? Yes or no? The answer is yes. She's at the Oscar Awards. I want you to look at her dress. Okay, I'm going to apply my gift. I'm going to apply the gift of knowledge and wisdom to Lady Gaga right now wearing that dress. She said it's about another race of beings being birthed within the human race. Here's how the enemy flaunts it right in your face. Ready? Let's look at Lady Gaga. Let's look at her dress real quick. Okay, here she is. I've put out her dress. On this dress, there's a missile launching on this dress, and there's a serpent with its tongue sticking out on the same dress. Let me show it to you. This is my gift, my ability. Let me just draw it in very clearly for you. Okay, so there you go. Okay, there's the serpent right there. There's the eye. There's the face. That's a really good serpent. See it right there? And then her womb is part of this. I want you to look where the triangle is. Is that where her vagina would be? Yes, it is. It also makes a giant pitchfork. But this is a serpent. Another race of beings being birthed within the human race. She's wearing it on her dress. Okay, let's move on. So we've established that. We've established that's her wearing the dress with a serpent and, with her womb being what the serpent's after. Okay, now let me delete that one so I don't have all these windows. We're going to keep the Progressive Insurance commercial. We're going to watch it, and I'm going to let it play all the way through, and then we're going to break it down very quickly again. There we go.
Progressive claims to show people their competitors' rates alongside their direct rate to save you money. But what's
Something's happening.
really going?
Let me rewind it. We're having like a glitch. Let's try it again.
Progressive claims to show people their competitors' rates alongside their direct rate to save you money. But what's really going on? When played backwards at 1/8 speed, we can clearly hear. Lively little locksmith. Lively little locksmith. What could that mean?
Tom! They're just commercials.
Or are they?
You're waking the neighbors.
Well, Mom, maybe the neighbors need to be woke.
I think it's actually awoken.
No, that doesn't even seem right.
No.
Okay, so here's the thing. So this commercial is making fun of people, conspiracy. They call them theorists. It's not a theory, it's a fact. And let me just break this down for you. So during this commercial, let's go back to the beginning. And I'll only try and stop this one time to catch this. But if it doesn't happen,
Progressive claims.
I'll go to my notes, and we'll see if we can stop it on the 1 second where it says Linda.
Claims to show.
There it went. I'm just going to go to my notes. Let me show you. These are my show notes. Let me show you on that screen that just went by. Let me show you what the name was that came up. Okay. There it is. The name is Linda. 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 Okay. Okay. Now let's go back. So the name Linda came up. And then during the commercial, we see this guy's name.
Show people their competitors' rates alongside their direct rate to save you money. But what's
This guy's name is Jamie.
But what's really going on? When played backwards at 1/8 speed, we can clearly hear. Lively little locksmith. Lively little locksmith.
Okay, so see the guy's name is Jamie right here. See right there? And who's this? This is Flo. This is Jamie and Flo, and we have Linda. So the three names we have are Jamie, Linda, and Flo. Okay? Well, we know that Flo is like the star for Progressive, who is owned by Peter Lewis, who is a friend of Soros. Okay, well, let's look up the meaning of Flo. Wait. So let's look up Flo. Flo is a Latin baby name. Meaning of Flo is the mythological Roman goddess of flowers. Meaning flowering or flourishing, like another race of beings. It means famous bearer Well, let's look up famous bearer. What does famous bearer mean? A bearer, okay, a person who holds or presents for payment a negotiable instrument, like us, because we're being held, in all humans are being held like something that's being held for payment. One that holds a check or other redeemable property for payment. Look right here, one that holds a check or other redeemable note or property for payment. We are that same thing because we have to be redeemed. Look, a fruit or flower bearing plant. Um, so something that bears, it supports like another race of beings. Now watch. So that's the meaning of flow is Roman goddess of flowers, that which is birthing, flowering like another race of beings. Famous bearer, like another race of beings. Now watch, let's look at Linda. Okay, Linda means, which was on this progressive calculator. There it is, Linda. Linda means serpent. Okay, there it is. Look, meaning a serpent. There it is. I'm not making this up. It means a serpent, and it means beautiful. Like in Spanish, linda means pretty or beautiful, muy linda. So beautiful serpent. Okay, so let's go back and let's look at Lady Gaga one more time. Another race of beings being birthed within the human race, which is a serpent. We're just right there on her dress. She's the one that said it. She's the one wearing the dress. And now we're looking at a progressive commercial with the name Linda, which means beautiful serpent. Here's a beautiful serpent. Flow, which means to flower, like birthing a new race. So flow, birthing, flowering, supporting, holding for, as a note for redemption, like the human race. There it is. Okay. So now I'm going to drop those two. And then the mom comes down and then, oh, by the way, then the guy's name in the commercial with Flo right here is Jamie. And the meaning of Jamie means supplanter. Do y'all know what the word supplanter means? Let's look it up together. Okay. So we'll do a Google image search. Definition of supplanter. Governments are rulers of countries, and it comes from the verb supplant, which evolved from to the meaning from Latin supplantare, meaning to trip up, or there it is, to overthrow. One race of beings birthing within another race of beings. And you have every single element. It says to take the place of another. There it is, another race of beings being birthed within the human race, as through force, scheming, strategy, or the like. There it is. So it just so happens that everything that's in the commercial, Linda, Jamie, Flo, and then what about Thomas? Thomas is he's the guy in the basement. Let's see.
That name.
Tom!
Oh, by the way, there's the all-seeing eye, because they're making fun of those that are catching on to the all-seeing eye, what it is.
Name.
There it is, all-seeing eye. And they are splitting, their images are splitting because they're showing the duality.
Tom! Tom!
So she said, Tom. The meaning of Thomas right here is twin right there. I told you, the whole human race has its own evil twin. You have your own evil twin that is destroying you. One of Satan's demons inside of you, destroying you. A demon and an angel and a demon in the same host body. And until you get reconciled to the Lord God and you get this situation going, you're not made whole. You got one right side up, one upside down. You're at odds with yourself. That's why Jesus was crucified in between two different guys, Dismas and Justus. They were both thieves, which fits the paradigm. Both did something wrong, but one's evil, one's good, and they're under condemnation until you get turned right side up or upside down, as the case may be. And there it is. I mean, now let's look at Let's look at the Maserati commercial with no interruptions and listen.
The world is full of giants. They have always been here, lumbering in the schoolyards, limping through the alleys. We had to learn how to deal with them, how to overcome them. We were small, but fast. Remember? We were like a wind appearing out of nowhere. We knew that being clever was more important than being the biggest kid in the neighborhood. As long as we keep our heads down, as long as we work hard, trust what we feel in our guts, our hearts, then we're ready. We wait until they get sleepy, wait until they get so big they can barely move. Then we walk out of the shadows, quietly walk out of the dark, and strike.
Okay, there you go. Now, if I didn't let you see the name of this or the next part of the commercial, you'd never know what they were selling. Let me show you another commercial.
In a world that is bland, colorless, and cold, where banality grows like a fungus or a mold, there live the boring sheeple who look just like each other. A darker force rides into town, unleashing demon brothers. Here come the little deviants. They come from underground. They're rising from depths to take those sheeple down. The sheeple are compliant and make for fine ingredients. For customizing anything, here come the little deviants.
Okay, there's another commercial, and I'm not going to break these down again. I've already done it. Here's a scene from the movie The Time Machine where people are being taken underground and eaten.
Let's suppose that you're writing a really important email to a colleague.
Here we go, just a minute.
Not to worry, I have them all right here. Every page of every volume.
Can you tell me what's happening here?
Well, my sources are no longer fully annotated and my information is somewhat anecdotal. But I believe what was once one race is now two. One above and one below. Two distinct species that have evolved.
And how do those below survive?
That is the real question, isn't it?
Okay, so he winks his eye and he bleats like a sheep. And in the Scion commercial, the sheep were getting their heads cut off and eaten by the ones underground. That's what's going on in that movie as well. Let me just show you the truth of where you live and what's going on in the human race and everything that's happening. We have become food for another race of beings. That's all there is to it. And unless you get turned upside down, you are not saved. I don't care what anyone says, because I know the truth. And so let me show you what the truth is. There you go. So the guy in this thing and the thing, he winks at the little kid. He bleats like a sheep.
Survive.
That is the real question, isn't it?
Do you see him wink right there? Let's enlarge it.
Real question, isn't it?
There he is winking, freeze-framed wink,
And
and he bleats like a sheep. So the sheep are how they survive. They survive off the sheep, just like the Scion commercial with the little deviants, a darker force from underground, just like Maserati commercial, just like the Theory commercial, where Soros, his buddy, Peter Lewis owns it, and here's a hieroglyph from Akhenaten and Nefertiti that's 1,300 years BC with a sheep with a teardrop coming out of its eye with the sheep's tongue sticking out, top of the head of the sheep, ear of the sheep. This is not open for anyone's debate anymore. It's been proven now, so it's not even open for some contrary opinion. There's Barack Hussein Obama, the leader of this country. He's a Muslim plant. He's one of them. He's winking his eyes, sticking out his tongue, mocking the sheep, because that's what you do when you mock the sheep. And here, let me show you when you turn the Virgin upside down. Remember, what does flow mean? The meaning of flow? Flow means Roman goddess. Here's Mother Goddess worship. When you turn the Virgin upside down, it becomes a dead sheep. Mystery solved, people. Jesus is coming. The end of the world is here. World War III is at your door. So get right with Jesus. Turn everything upside down and get saved. Okay? God bless you.